Hi, I'm John Warner, game director for Anthem. Here is the world premiere of Anthem's gameplay.
Hey!
New IP. It's the lifeblood of our industry. Our developers at BioWare have been creating something truly special. A huge open world that is lush, savage, mysterious, and ever-changing. Filled with interesting characters and new types of gameplay you'll enjoy with your friends for years to come. At EA, we have teams dreaming up a lot of projects, and only the greatest will make it their way to you.
And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, more of a dynamic and living world, and a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well.
There's no better feeling as a developer than introducing players to a brand new world.
Anthem has been delayed until 2019 instead of releasing later this year. EA CFO Blake Jorgensen confirmed to the Wall Street Journal that the upcoming BioWare game will launch next year to be more like a big fish in a small pond, a big game at a less competitive time of year.
The stakes feel higher than ever before, and one developer told Jason that they believe if Anthem doesn't live up to EA's expectations, BioWare will look very different in the future.
What's here is inconsistent in terms of polish, clarity, and balance.
Everything about this game is like you have one step forward, two steps back, or there's like something good and it's broken up by something not so good.
A confused, half-baked, unfinished mishmash of disparate ideas that try to appease every type of consumer but wind up not really satisfying any of them.
More loading screen, more time in loading screen than an actual game. That's unacceptable for a modern game.
Talking about the fact that there's only one map and every part of it looks the same. I'm talking about the most repetitive feeling campaign I have ever played in a looting game. I'm talking about storytelling that is a gigantic step back for these once proud master storytellers. I'm talking about shooting mechanics that are the worst across the entire spectrum of the looter-shooter genre, and a loot game that is held hostage by the need to monetize the armor your character wears.
I'm talking about progression, looting, and the grind. None of it, to me, feels satisfying or rewarding enough.
The loot in Anthem downright sucks. It's boring. It's not that it's a slow drip feed of cool stuff. No, it is an avalanche of crap, and limited crap.
Its standout elements, like the flashy combat and mechanically rich bosses, still have a long way to go in terms of polish, variety, and balance.
Yeah, just good things that don't really mesh well together, but good ideas.
Giving this one a 20% with a strong recommendation not to buy this game until some serious work is put into it.
4 out of 10, slightly below average.
This game is not finished. The fundamentals are not there. The game needs a massive amount of fixes before it's even been released, and you want to talk to me about new content? I don't even know what to say.
The tunnel that the player flies through on the left has been reduced in size, and the herd of stampeding animals are no longer present. Overall, I'm pretty disappointed with the overwhelming amount of downgrades that have occurred since the 2017 debut. The game's dynamic nature has been stripped away, with random encounters with alien monsters feeling less organic to the experience, and the amount of detail to every environment has been reduced by a great deal.
The launch of Anthem did not meet our expectations. In other words, the game probably sold less than 5 million units before the end of March.
If these details are accurate, then it means that roughly 40,000 boxed copies of Anthem were sold in the UK during its first week, whereas Destiny sold around 417,000.
In the month of March, Anthem was the 11th best-selling game, behind games that had been out for quite a long time like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2.
52 or 53% of Anthem's player base is gone.
It's the evolving world, stronger together, and the cataclysm.
As BioWare confirmed on April 23rd, that they had indeed delayed the entire roadmap for Anthem.
Is this Cataclysm event it? Is this what's going to get people back into Anthem?
They marketed it as such. They said this is going to be a big event, and it's not that.
Anthem is getting a major overhaul.
Over the coming months, we will be focusing on a long-term redesign of the experience, specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progression with meaningful rewards.
BioWare General Manager Casey Hudson has announced that his team will be redesigning Anthem to reinvent, quote, the core gameplay loop. The effort is meant to be a larger overhaul of Anthem instead of a series of updates and expansions.
Anthem 2.0 is looking to be legitimately worked on beyond the pirate and environmental assets, increasing the frequency of loot drops, which was an issue at release as you never felt like you were gaining decent loot for your build.
He stated that the studio is listening to player feedback and that we want more loot progression and a greater endgame and all that good stuff. And they are learning from previous errors and issues, and they are giving a focused team the time to test and iterate, focusing on gameplay first.
Anthem was a game plagued by indecision, mismanagement, and technical issues thanks to the Frostbite engine that EA Studios used to make games. There was tension between BioWare's two studios in Edmonton and Austin, resentment towards leadership, and lots of departures as dozens of veteran developers have left BioWare over the past 2 years. Technically, Anthem was in development for more than 6 years. In reality, the game that came out was built in the last 18 months.
People were so angry and sad all the time. Depression and anxiety are an epidemic within BioWare.
It was so bad, apparently chunks of the studio could not even play the finished product.
The root cause of all this was the lack of vision. What are we making? Please tell us. The recurring theme was that there was no vision, there was no clarity, there was no single director saying, this is how it all works together.
Coming as a shock to even the people working on the game, the name would be changed to Anthem just weeks before E3 2017. What also came as a surprise bizarrely to even the developers of the game was the actual gameplay shown at E3 2017. A good portion of the developers working on Anthem previously beyond hadn't even seen how the game would play yet.
It wasn't rushed or anything. They had 7 years to make the game. And anybody after 7 years is like, I need what you promised me.
Electronic Arts to decide fate of Anthem game this week.
EA executives will review the latest version of Anthem this week.
Anthem is dead.
After more than a year of internal overhaul on Anthem, EA and BioWare have decided to stop development on the 2019 action RPG. A moment of silence, please.